Hello everyone, I'm Laurie Barraco and it's time for my predictions for the week of May 28th, 2017. And the deck that I use is the Gilded Royale Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. This is a beautiful deck and this is the back of the card. So this week it looks like we may be triggered to act or react out of spite and allowing outside triggers to cause us to behave in a way that is an action and act out in ways that are not thought out very well, and we may find ourselves in the energy of spite and trying to prove others wrong, which is never a good thing because this can cause a lot of headache, heartache, stress relationships. The negative ego is kind of running amok, and my advice this week is to not allow yourself to be triggered and try to not say or do things that you are being spontaneous and in the moment and not thinking things through. The first card that we have is the Fool. And in this instance, it's not the fool that is wise and taking that leap of faith. It's quite the opposite, meaning foolish, not thinking things through, being foolish, reacting from the negative ego. The next card is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. It's kind of like undoing things that you started to, with the progression of your path. I started doing things and I'm laying down that foundation, and here I'm undoing it because I'm acting foolish. So I'm undoing what I set out to do. Maybe someone has their opinion, maybe they're criticizing, and then I'm being reactive and doing things to prove people wrong. The next card that we have is the Lovers reversed. And that's where I have the influence psychically of, hey, this is someone who maybe there's a stress relationship. Maybe you're not on the same wavelength. And now I'm going to do things to prove you wrong, to prove to you that I know better, and so on and so forth. That most certainly is being reactive and operating and living out of the place of that negative ego, which is looking for validation and approval outside of yourself. So this week, most certainly think before you react, and definitely think 2 or 3 times before you do something, before you set something into motion. You may, unfortunately, kind of dismantle some things that you worked really hard to achieve and to create in your life. All right, so it's always wise to think before we act or react. All right, now my psychic tip for this week has to do with working with aromatherapy. One of my favorite oils to use to help open up my third eye, to help open up the connection to spirit, is my Moldavite oil. And this oil we carry at the store at the Mystical Moon, as well as in the online store. I almost said online community. And in this bottle, you can see there's a little bit of that Moldavite in there. So how do I use this? Well, I use this oil only when I know that I will be I will stay put for a while, because this oil, Moldavite, the stone itself, and then when you add the oil with it, it really expands your awareness, and it really does help open up those intuitive channels. So with that being said, it's probably not wise, I discourage you to go out and drive after working with this oil. So say if I wanted to go into a meditation, or if I wanted to share some messages, I'll take a little bit of the oil, put it on my finger. I will rub between my fingers, my hands, get that energy going. And in that process, I can already breathe in that wonderful aroma. And then I might kind of take my hands and put the aroma, the energy of that aromatherapy in my crown. I might even put a little bit on my third eye to open that up as well. And then I'm all set. I'm feeling light, I'm feeling expanded, and I'm ready to do some spiritual work. Now, Moldavite is not the only oil that you can use to get to this extended space. There are a few others I would recommend, such as frankincense, maybe myrrh, lavender is wonderful, patchouli, and those are just a few to mention that you can work with. All right, I hope you enjoyed that psychic tip. I'm Laurie Barraco. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.